अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, आई होप आप सब ठीक होंगे। आज की जो हमारी एपिसोड है, इट इज समहाउ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर एपिसोड्स। इट इज नॉट अ टिपिकल इंटरव्यू। ये एक डायलॉग होगा बिटवीन टू वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड्स जिन्होंने एक ही इंसान से मेंटोरशिप हासिल किया है। एक तरफ एक टीचर, एक कुलीग थी और एक साइड पे एक मदर, मिसेस बिल्कीस मंजूर, हु इज प्रेजेंट इन आवर हार्ट्स एंड विल बी इन आवर प्रेयर्स फॉरएवर। उनकी बेटी है डॉक्टर समीना मंजूर, जिन्होंने हमें अपने घर इन्वाइट किया और आज वो अपनी फ्रेंड मैम शहनाज के साथ बैठ के अपनी मदर के बारे में, उनकी मेमोरीज को रिवाइव करेंगी, हमारे साथ जर्नी शेयर करेंगी। डॉक्टर समीना मंजूर is a Hollian from prep to senior Cambridge. She is obstetrician and gynecologist who graduated from Fatma Jinnah Medical College, did her post-graduation from College of Physicians and Surgeons. She was in Pakistan Air Force Noor Khan base for 21 years as civilian gynecologist. So हम without any delay चलते हैं, friends की chit chat सुनते हैं।
Assalamu alaikum ji. Today we are at Dr. Samina Manzoor's house, who is daughter of our late Mrs. Bilquees Manzoor, who was our first vice principal. She was a very humble, dedicated to her profession and very organized lady. She was a good disciplinarian. When I joined Burn Hall, she was the one who groomed me, and I have got a great respect for her. We have shared many memories with her, but today we are going to talk to Samina Manzoor, who will tell us about her journey. I'm so comfortable talking to Samina because Samina was my class fellow also in FSC. Actually, Samina did her senior Cambridge and then she joined government college for FSC, and we were there. So I usually used to visit her house, used to have chit chat there, and at that time her mother used to be in school, and because there was a gap of 2 hours in between our classes and practicals, so I used to spend that time at Samina's house. So we were very close to each other. Our husband Tony, he was our class fellow, not really studying with us, but he topped Patrick Peshawar board at that time. He was in the same batch in which we were, and there were family friendships also between all the families, and that's why I feel very comfortable and I like to talk to Samina and share memories of our dear Mrs. Manzoor. Yes, Samina.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Samina Manzoor. I am the eldest daughter of Mrs. Bilquees Manzoor. I have been a Hollian right from prep to senior Cambridge, and to talk about my mother is a great adventure for me. Actually, she was everything for me. I mean, she was my mother, she was my friend, she was my mentor. What I am today is because of her. And I remember her in the early times when she used to get up early in the morning. There my mother was on her feet and running about and dressing up, putting her hair back and a blush here and a blush there and a lipstick and ready. The school van is out. 7:30 she was out of the house. And she had so much organized. We were all also at that time in that rush. This used to happen every day of the time that she was there. But it was a beautiful time. 1933, 7th April, yes. That was the day of her birth. She was born in Delhi, and there her father was among the civil bureaucracy. He was closely associated with the viceroy of those times, and he had those English mannerisms that he introduced into the household. And this was a sort of a guidance for her, and for later those mannerisms took her along all the time. She used to remember them. She said once that I had to stand in the corner because I banged the door, and for an hour. Then we had to put our chairs back. If we held the fork in the wrong hand, then we were punished. So these mannerisms, these small things, day to day, this guided her, and in an early childhood, then she enforced them when she was with us, and she wanted all those mannerisms in her students as well.
Yes, Samina, I remember once she said that she used to have an English nanny. She said we were not allowed to come to the dining table if we were not properly dressed.
Yes.
I mean, it was there.
Yes.
That means proper dressing, proper hair were done before coming to the dining table.
I know. These mannerisms she induced in us also, and it was a part and parcel of our childhood. But the 1947, my grandfather, he died. He was the sixth in the row of seven siblings. The elder brother took over the responsibility of the whole family, and they closely escaped by hiding in the elder brother's friend's house. They were Hindu friends, and they kept the whole family till they get an airplane back to Pakistan. So those were very traumatic times for her. She was a witness to so much bloodshed. I remember she once used to say, we were on our way to the airport and there was a Tonga wala running around. Two people just sliced his head off, two Hindus. Things like this were just, she could not get over this.
She must have been traumatized by all
Traumatized. And even now, when we used to talk about 1947, that was a completely traumatic experience. We tried to avoid that. That was a very tough time for that. Then she came and she was in Lahore. She studied and she got her MA in political science. She was mostly time in the hostels. And in 1955, she came to Ahmedabad. And in 1955, when she was married, and then in 1956, she joined Point House.
It was a long
time ago.
All her youth she spent in Burnhall.
Definitely. Not only her youth, her main, the optimum period of her time or for her life was in Burnhall. So from 1956 onwards to nearly 76, I think, yes, 76, there were missionaries. There were missionaries from Netherlands who were running the school. And then from 77 onwards till 1993, yes. 93 she retired. So that was the time the army had taken over the school, and these were her two periods in Burnhall which she liked to talk about, and even in later life. So if you remember, Shahnaz, we had those when these missionaries were around. They were Father Zonowell, Father Scarder, the bursar. There was Father Nisen, and there was Father Johnson and Scannon. They were in Senior Burnhall, and only I heard that the Zonowell is alive right now. He is in some remote place in Netherlands, and the teachers in those times. Let me remember now. Mrs. Ansari,
yes,
our teacher of nurseries. She was a great friend of me also.
Oh yeah.
The Mrs. Ansari was there, and then there was Rosaline, Miss Parveen Ibrahim, then Mrs. Zulkarnain, and there was quite a group. Miss Franklin,
Mrs. Daniel.
Mrs. Daniel, yes. You people were later.
We were later.
Yes. These were the earlier group, and what a group it was.
It was.
They were so dedicated, those people, and the classrooms and the school. They were very small, and the number of children were limited.
Yes.
So I think there were hardly 20 or even less than that in one single class, and it was just like a whole family. We all used to live together, and everyone knew everyone, and whatever small problems we had at those times, they were the problem of everyone. You see, it did not reach the principal most of the time.
Of course.
It was solved there and then. So those were lovely times. I remember we were lining up in the assemblies, and the teachers were at the back.
Auntie went abroad also, no?
Yes, that was
for higher studies.
Yes. In 1966, he went to England for a course which was teaching of English as a foreign language. This was for a year course, and when she came back, she was so full of the new methods and the new phonetics and whatnot. This she wanted to give to her children, us, of course, and also to the students, that she wanted everyone to know everything. She was in that period of time. There was so much going on, and she used to say, do you know, there are 33 sounds of A, and you should master each one of them. So I said, 33 of single letter A? But she loved to teach. Then that I remember that you had to have good language, and she wanted that every student of hers should be perfect in the language, at least the spoken language. Now, most of the Hollians, they are all Hollians, in fact, I would say, are good speakers, of course. She wanted every student to be perfect, not only grammatically, figuratively, but the phonetics should be, the accent should be as they should speak like Englishmen. So this is what her aim was, and she strived for it. If our Hollians who are listening, if they remember somewhere down the line, they would remember that she was correcting their phonetics, they were correcting the grammar so that they speak perfect language. And I think down the line, if we now think about it, somewhere Mrs. Manzoor has a part to play in their perfect English that they speak today.
Of course, it is. That's why the Hollians insisted that they want to know about Mrs. Manzoor.
Yes. That was her. Or I think Burnhall was all her life. She loved going to school. She loved teaching, and she wanted that her students should be the best in the world. They should be the leaders. They should be all of them. She wanted them to be the leaders as far as her part was concerned. Not only mannerisms, but also this. They should have full command over the language. This was her, I think, main contribution towards all the students that she, in the initial stages, she, by the time they went to 6th class, which is if that was in final the senior school, they were usually, all of them were speaking very good English, and I think that was their main contribution towards Burnhall.
Your batch was the first batch or the last batch in Burnhall in which there were girls in senior Cambridge?
I was one of those girls who went to senior school. But I think even after that, we were about 20 or 22 girls in the senior school at that time.
I suppose you were 2 girls in your class.
In my class, there was only 2. But they were in the junior sections, there were many girls. Then we had the army sort of took over. When was that? 1977. Yes, 1977. Then she was in the administration as well, because she was promoted, or she was part of the administration as the first vice principal, as you introduced her.
Yes.
So when she was in that position, then along with the teaching came she started looking after the boarders as well. In the evening, she used to go, and there was a round of the boarding houses, all of them. I remember it was a daily thing with her. She was concerned, you see, she was concerned with what problems each single child had. I mean, it's very difficult with then the number was very large at that time. So anyhow, but she tried to compensate as much as she could. Then there were many things going on once the army took over. They had a lot of, I think there was competitions, debate competitions, sports were organized in a different manner, and there were picnics being arranged. So this extracurricular activities, she was very interested that she organized them as well, and she also was interested that all children or her students should communicate. They should go out. They should promote themselves, and this is thing she really wanted, that they become extroverts. There was always a positive. There was a positivity around her. I mean, at that positivity, she has sort of inculcated in me also. It radiated out. She would never let anyone be depressed, and she said that no, when you are in that pit of depression, you have to get out. You have to get out. You have to look for the light at the end of the tunnel. It will be there. And that is what she was dealing with when she was looking after the boarders. This is what she used to see. Which border is a little down the lane, or whatever. Every child had their own problems.
The confidence which is in me, that is all because of her. Because she used to teach me different things. How to deal with others.
Yes.
How about the timetable also. I have learned making timetable from her.
Okay. She was very fond of you, no? I remember once she said that this friend of yours, I'm really like, she has a strong working capability and to teach herself, you see. So this is what I want to promote in her, that you can do it. It's not difficult. Get your goals. And she did not go for any tuitions. Many people, influential people used to come to her and say that Mrs. Manzoor, we want you to teach our children. But no, he said no. If a child knows that he's being taught once he's out of the class, if he knows that once he's out of the class, the same teacher will teach me, he will not pay attention in the class.
Yeah, you are very right.
And that I don't want that inattentiveness.
You are right.
She never did a tuition, never. And so many people asked her. So many. And when the army took over, even some of our vice generals also asked her, okay, we want you to give some tuition to our. No way.
She was devoted to her profession and a very dedicated teacher.
Yes. But I think that what we are today is because of that positivity, that dedication that she had. Also, she used to, I remember prep class that you used to take interviews for.
Yes.
We used to be in Lahore in those days. It was winter time. And she used to come. She said, I have to take the interviews of the prep class. She'll love it. Why? Because I want to see the parents. And I have to see that how much work we have to do on the child. Because that interview is not of the children. It was of the parents. And that is the only time they met them.
Oh, of course.
So she used to really enjoy those times until the end when she was working, and she was retired in 1993 when she was 60 years old. When she went out of the school, Burnhall, she went into a private school, she was a principal there for a while, but she couldn't.
Because she wasn't satisfied there.
She was not satisfied at all, and she left it very soon.
Environment of Burnhall is very different.
It wasn't Burnhall, you see. That school wasn't Burnhall.
Of course.
And she never then worked after she was retired.
Burnhall is Burnhall. And once you leave Burnhall, you can't settle anywhere else.
I remember my days, and I remember the serenity, the calmness. We were satisfied with everything what we had. You see, it was not running after things that we do today.
Yeah.
So all these things, I think, for a good education are absolutely. Now we have big bags. She never used to like this thing. Oh my God, the homeworks, and there's so much book. He said, what does the teacher do in the class if he gives so much homework? Everything should be done in the class. This homework and these huge bags, he just despised. She was very dedicated, and she used to train teachers as well. Shahnaz was...
I was trained by her. Yes, of
definitely.
Course. All this, whatever I am not, I am because of her. Because of her training. And I'm proud.
Yes. And teaching of the teachers, and you see, this was a big task, because there were certain things that you had to bring out in a person, and that took a lot of keenness and actual knowledge of the other person, how to bring it out. So this Shahnaz knows best. She was very keen about this, that the thing what she had started, that the education process should go on. For the younger teachers, they should be the best also. And among the teachers, she used to love Mrs. Ansari. That was her favorite. I remembered her even when Mrs. Ansari had gone to her children in US when she left the school, and she retired also. So she used to miss her.
Ansari was a very nice person.
Very nice person, and very nice and very learned. And she was a teacher of young children.
Along with Auntie Manzoor, she used to groom the teachers too.
Yes, very nice person. We used to go to visit her house when I was a kid, and I know she was excellent. No, the young teachers, and she used to train them, and the main emphasis always used to be on the English language. She used to say that unless and until they have this tool in hand, that they are masters of the language, they will not be able to communicate properly whatever they have to teach. So in teaching of, and English was sort of, let's say, one of her weaknesses, because anyone who could speak proper English was in her good books, and those who could not were blacklisted.
That was
Even I remember when she was looking for a person for me, and as far as my marriage was concerned, she said, "Now, लड़के को आती है अंग्रेजी बोलनी आती है कि नहीं आती? सही अंग्रेजी आती है?" Thank God, Tony complied, and he was good himself. Otherwise, there was no scope. No English, no marriage.
उनको टोनी हम कहते थे, but actually he was Brigadier Iqbal
You can
Hanif.
take a photograph there.
He was Deputy Commandant of CMH Aptabad also.
Yes, actually, he died of cancer, and it was a serious condition. For 4 years, he struggled very hard, but he couldn't make it, unfortunately. He died very early. Then, after when once my mother came out of Burnhall, she sort of slowed down, and as I said, she never worked, and she was busy in the households and everything, but otherwise, sort of the light went out of her. Then it died 29th of May 2019, and very peacefully, she was with me here and in this house. Some people I hear when they grow old, they get agitated. I don't, and they become a problem, but not
in her life also. She was very humble, very soft spoken.
Oh, I really miss her.
Thank you very much, Samina. We shared our memories,
Pleasure
our
was
college life,
Yes.
our
The pleasure
memories
is
with Auntie
entirely
Manzoor
mine.
and all
Entirely
that.
mine.
It was a lovely time because we were friends, but our parents became friends too.
Such serene times, such pleasant memories, very pleasant. And whenever we think even of my mother, when I think of her, I always remember her with a smile.
And
She
she
was the
always
best.
used to treat me like you.
Yes,
Because
she was very fond of you. Actually, that is the reason.
Inshallah, she will always remain in our prayers, in the prayers of her students, in the prayers of her colleagues. Inshallah, may she get a highest place in Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen.
Ameen. Thank you very much.